Why did they want to call the night off? Call the fight off? So there's definitely a combination here. I don't. I'm just gonna. It might just be a two thing, like two choices rather than the 3-1. How did they get that 3 up there? Hmm. I don't know. Right, let's do all these 2s. Let's go for done and the 4. I mean, he didn't want to call it off because she had a cold. And it's not going to be the weight. And this photographs is from a different case. So it's not that. Right. So we can rule that top one out. Yeah. So let's go for that with that one. That with Mary, that's not going to do anything. And then that with the chest expander, if I can get over there. So that gives us the 3. Done on the chest expander. Where's my pen? So that gives us something else which we don't know about. Let's try start from here. I'm presuming doesn't matter which order, if you do done first then there's something fishy. So oops. So I mean that means there's no point doing like that one, because we've already done these but in the opposite order. Oh, why? Dunn was murdered.
I'm much taller than Dunn, and I can barely reach the noose. There's no way Dunn hanged himself.
Okay. Got somewhere.
Not on his own, at least.
He was murdered. There's been a murder. In Holax. Welcome back. What is there? That's not how you spell your. Alright. Dunn wasn't tall enough to hang himself. My short workouts are usually just a little walk around the village. You found the sound effects. Right, we're going. He wasn't tall enough. So what about this 4 different? And then that. There we go.
Bobby, I don't know if you had a motive to kill Dunn, but you certainly had the murder weapon.
Mm-hmm. Dunn was strangled with EL's chest expander. We knew that. Or we can just do something else. This cloud is getting bigger in the middle. This white cloud. So he was strangled with that. Because he wanted to call the night off.
Christ. Did Yale kill Dunn just because he wanted to call off the fight?
I always knew Bobby had issues. But I never thought he'd go that far.
Evidence is stacking.
Everything seems to point in that direction. I'm certain of it.
But he could have been framed, couldn't he? In any case, that doesn't change a thing.
It does, actually. Now we know he didn't kill himself.
My father's still dead, and you still haven't found Bobby Yale. Nothing has changed. Opening the safe and finding my father's will won't help us achieve anything. So please hurry. Time's wasting.
Okay, we're getting somewhere.
Sonia's indifference never ceased to amaze me. But most importantly, why was she suddenly defending Yale?
John BLACKSAD? I think I owe you an apology.
Do I know you? I don't seem to remember your face.
Well, maybe you remember my boys. I'm so sorry they wrinkled your suit. The thing is, they didn't know we shared a common goal. Bobby Yale. I want to find him.
Great parking,
And
eh?
get to the bottom of this as much as you do, Mr. BLACKSAD. So please, kindly accept my invitation. Why not share our findings? Come on.
Of course. You don't mind me riding in this fancy car with a wrinkled suit, do you?
Oh, I think you look mighty dapper, Mr. BLACKSAD. Although, if those wrinkles were to rub off on me...
He looks a right thug, doesn't he, the Rhino? So we stepped into the car on our own accord. We weren't forced, supposedly, even though we were at gunpoint. We weren't coerced.
Thank you, BLACKSAD. You won't regret this. So let's cut to the chase. I need Bobby Yale to fight Stone. There's just too much money at stake. So, I'm offering you my help to find Yale. Let's work together.
What kind of help do you need?
A simple exchange of information. You're a good detective. And I, well, let's just say I have my own ways of making people talk.
All right, then. Let's work together.
I thought you'd be hard to convince. That you'd appeal to the moral high ground or something. Please, hear me out. Let's say I bet a beer that we find Yale in 3 days, and you bet a beer that we don't. In 3 days, one of us has to buy the other a beer. Is that so bad? We're simply two grown men using our money and free will to conduct a small private exchange. And most importantly, we're not hurting anyone. So, yeah, I run a gambling business. What's so bad about that?
I can't really say.
Well, I can. Nothing. But I'll tell you what is wrong. The way our government is ruining America. We live in a so-called free country. A place where honest people can make a living, provided they don't hurt anybody. We're not communists. Well, at least I'm not.
I would have never thought otherwise. As for me, I'm not either.
Ha! Well then, you see, we're all among friends. In any case, that's not my point. The government betrays our nation's values by passing communist laws that forbid an honest man like me to make a living without hurting a soul. And that,
Honest.
Mr. Blacksad, is just wrong. I'd even say it's unconstitutional. Do you get my point now?
All right, I get your point.
Ha! I knew you would. When the government passes these laws, there's only one legitimate weapon the people can wield. The same weapon that turned America into a great nation. Civil disobedience. So, as the proud American that I am, it's my duty to disobey.
Bending the truth.
You're bending the truth to justify organized crime.
Oh no. It might have been organized crime, but not anymore. I wasn't always a boss, you know. No, sir. I started at the bottom, when Lucky Blitzen ran the show. That good for nothing. His was a reign of terror, extortion, violence, you know, that sort of unpleasant thing. When I took over, I decided I'd make people want to do my bidding. Not out of fear, but out of gratitude. I decided to help people so they would help me.
That beating your thugs gave me was really helpful. Thank you so much.
Those poor bastards didn't even know you were a detective, that you were on our side.
Maybe at first. But when they tied me up and beat the socks off me, they knew very well who I was.
Seriously? That goes against my rules. Who was it?
Two of them.
Yeah, the two of them.
Bastards. But don't you worry. I'll have a talk with those two. I cannot tolerate this behavior. Please accept my apologies, Mr. Blacksad. As I said before, I like to help people so I can count on their gratitude. That applies to fellow partners like police or, in this case, a detective. I won't deny this business has its fair amount of violence, extortion, and casualties, but I'd rather leave that to my enemies. And you are not my enemy. And,
No.
It looks like we're here.
We're not an enemy of the mafia guy.
Yale's apartment?
I told you I'm on your side. Go ahead, search the place. I'll wait down here. When you're done, you can honor our arrangement and share your findings with me. Or not. It's your call.
We're going to share everything
I'll
we
make
find.
sure you're suitably compensated. Colbert! Wilson!
Okay, so this is the apartment we tried to have a look around previously. Oh, we've got pizza.
The worst thing about O'Leary's boys dropping by isn't the beating, but the fact that I can't tell what's theirs and what's Yale's. Can't say this is the ideal drink for an athlete. Then again, it could be your classic bookie thug lunch.
Okay, let's see if there's anything else. There's a photo there. No, didn't want the pizza. I wanted the photo.
Bobby seems like a nice kid, but I barely know
Luna.
him.
Name of one of our cats. Mary went to Luna Park with Yale. Okay. Mary Purnell and Bobby Vale lovers. Oh. So is that why Bobby also another reason for him to attack La Fontaine today?
17th century French fables. Mayor must be one boring old lady.
You've got another card. And there's something up there, there's another card. Nothing else. Wait. Another door. I guess we have a look in the cupboard. If it's a cupboard, might be the toilet.
Judging by the general state of the apartment, they were leading a quiet life.
That's it. Can't go down that way. Oh, let me have a look over here first. That's it. Can't look anywhere. Okay, right. Anything over here? Fridge, clock.
I'm not sure how Yale's love of pickles will help me crack the case, but it's good to know.
Is that Mary's scarf hanging up?
A woman's fragrance. Almost angelical.
There we go. So they were seeing each other. Mary has a cold. There we go.
That means she's been here recently, but why? What does Sweet Mary have to do with Yale, the murder suspect?
Mary is lying about Yale. She's been here recently. They killed Dunn? Maybe. Okay. Nothing else here? The Sicilian couple.
So, you like your mob stories, don't you, Bobby? Seems like Bobby inherited something more than boxing skills from his father, besides the tendency to vanish into thin air, of course. Why would you want such a big closet for so few clothes?
Someone took the clothes?
Unless someone emptied it recently.
There was the window as well. I could, yeah. Oh, right, we could climb out the window and escape. Okay. Oh, 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 book, book, book.
Copy 1 of 3. Do you know any of his relatives?
His father, Avenarius.
Avenarius? The boxer poet? Didn't he disappear 20 years ago?
So should we try going? He's just going to come after us, isn't he? What do we think? He's bound to have put one of his guys round the back, isn't he?
When I left, I told O'Leary I hadn't found a thing. The minute I was alone, I left for Mary's. But before all that, I took a small parting gift for her.
Her scarf.
I've never trusted angels.
Mr. Blacksad? What a...
Surprise? When they fall, they turn into demons.
Joey told me he was going to spend the afternoon painting the gym and that Bobby would be fixing something up on the roof. So, after I found the body and called the police, I went to Bobby's place, but he wasn't there.
How did you open the door to his apartment?
I think it was already open. Everything is so confusing. I'm sorry, Mr. Blacksad.
Don't be. I'm here to figure it all out.
What's your relationship?
What's your relationship with Bobby Yale?
He was like a son to Joey, and we were about to get married, so, you know.
Okay, I think it's time to set things straight.
D.
I think you and Bobby Yale conspired to kill Dunn.
No! How can you even think of something like that?
How can you convince me otherwise? I found a picture at Yale's apartment. It's you and him on a roller coaster. Care to explain, Miss Purnell?
I'm not white, Mr. Blacksad.
What?
7 of my great-grandparents were white. The 8th was black. According to law, I'm a black citizen, even if my skin says the contrary. Do you know what that means when you're born in North Arlington, Alabama?
No idea.
Segregated housing, with far worse homes for colored people.
We even have different water fountains, for God's sake. The separate but equal doctrine and all that.
That damn nonsense.
And all the lies. That's why I moved here. No one knows what color my great-grandparents were.
I completely understand you, Mary.
Just think if you were also a woman. He's my nephew, Mr. Blacksad. Joe and I first started taking care of poor Bobby when my sister died. That was when he was almost 15. The 3 of us went on that trip to Luna Park.
So this is where Joe Dunn comes in.
Bobby was the only one who knew about me and Joey. We were afraid that someone would use my past to ruin his career.
It's not the first time I hear that story. You should have told me this sooner.
I've been hiding it all my life. I'm sorry.
So we made her feel guilty. Let's do our cut senses. We've got something we can listen to, so that'll be the radio.
TV and radio all in one. Where will these mad times lead us?
Right, we can see something, so it's probably the photo. No? Something here.
Mary smells like... Actually, the whole room smells like a pie fresh out of the oven.
Right.
So I can't identify any other fragrances.
Right, so we've got another smell. Could be the fire. I don't know. Something over there. Look. Femininity starts at home, Belinda Lovelace. Okay, we've still got a smell. Something over here. No. That's just the radio.
Fresh out of the oven. The whole room smells like pie.
Okay. About Sonia in the ring.
About Sonia Dunn in the ring. Well, I told her about you and Joe Dunn. I had no choice.
And what did she say?
I don't think she took it too well, but she might come to understand it.
Maybe. But I'm not so sure you'll be able to keep my other secret safe.
Your secret is safe with me.
We shall
I'd
try.
like to believe you.
Are you sure you don't know his
Are you
whereabouts?
sure you don't know where your nephew is?
I've looked everywhere. He's nowhere to be found.
Don't worry. I'll find him.
Thank you.
The cherry pie sure smells good.
That cherry pie smells so good.
The
I'm starting
face.
to get hungry.
Thanks. I pulled it out of the oven right before you arrived. Oh, where are my manners? I'm the worst hostess in the world. Let me go get a knife from the kitchen. And you must be thirsty. Let me see. OJ, coffee?
Water.
Water's good, thanks.
What's he looking at? Oh, he's seeing if...
That's some beautiful artwork you got there.
She didn't take by that, did she? I probably should have went for the... I was coming to help you. Is she not having a piece? He's eating the whole pie. Let's try this again. So we've got two things we can smell.
Now that there's almost no pie left, the scent has also disappeared. Interesting. Now Mary smells like a huge dog. Mary, when are you going to stop lying? I know your nephew is here. I can smell him.
What? No. I already told you I don't know where he is.
Under that thing
Look,
that she's
I
sitting on.
understand why you're protecting him, but it's in his best interest.
It's a
to
window
end this
box,
hide
isn't
and
it?
seek.
You can search the whole house if you want. Go ahead. He's not here.
Yep, she's hiding him under behind her. Yep. He's in there.
Wait a minute. She's not the one who smells like that. That's where Bobby Yale's scent is coming from. So, that's why you were sitting there.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. Could you step aside so I can check, please?
Please go.
Mary, for Christ's sake, put that knife down, would you?
Livora.
Mary, I came here to help.
I mean it.
I don't want to hurt you.
Leave her alone!
Bobby!
Hmm? I missed it. I missed the chance. I have to do it again. I'm sure there's something over here. Smell or something. What am I looking for? I don't know what I'm looking for. What am I looking for? I'm looking for something to look at. Yeah. Oh, I almost had it, so it's on the tray. Thanks, no luck. Oh, I didn't manage to press the W. Ah, come on. Whack him with a tray. I missed. I'm not paying any attention to the keys. Oh, here we go again. I was pressing the space bar.
Call an ambulance. Do as I say. Go on, call an ambulance. Do it now. In the face of a heart attack, there's two things you can't forget. One, stay calm. Two, 1 chest compression per second.
Yep, heart attack.
1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. 3 Mississippi. 4 Mississippi. 5 Mississippi.
Bobby. Oh, Bobby. Thank you, Bobby. Bobby. Thank you.
I had lots of reasons to consider this a great day. I had investigated a suicide case. I had discovered that, in truth, we were dealing with a murder. I had found and captured the prime suspect. And I had saved a life. And yet, everything in me screamed that something was going wrong. Terribly wrong.
I thought that was maybe the end. Maybe not.
Promise me you won't take the law into your own hands. I'd like to think we're not just vigilantes.
I want a gun!
What the hell?
Bang, bang, bang!
A fair amount of violence, extortion, and casualty.
I hate detectives.
Bang, bang, bang!
You're dead meat, cat.
That you, Smirnov?
You seem agitated. Nightmare?
Yeah, I have a lot of those.
Yeah, that makes two of us. Anyway, why don't you go home? In his current condition, Yale's not going anywhere. Besides, we'll take it from here.
Can we trust that guy?
Who is that? Can we trust him?
Look at the dogs.
I know how to pick my men, John. You? I'm not so sure. You promised me you wouldn't intervene.
If I hadn't intervened, Bobby Yale could be dead.
If you had warned me, maybe we could have avoided a heart attack. Anyway, what's done is done.
It's quite good, the face on that one, isn't it?
When exactly did you realize that he killed Dunn? Out of sheer curiosity. I'm a cop after all.
As soon as I realized that the murder weapon belonged to him.
How about the motive? Any ideas?
I know Dunn wanted to call the fight off after something Yale did, but I still don't know what.
In any case, hopefully Yale will tell us more.
Would you let me ask him some questions when he wakes up?
I know you will, with or without my permission, so I'd rather not feel betrayed. In exchange, drop by the station when you can. Your investigation could really help my men. Who, by the way, must be waiting for me to interrogate Mary Purnell. Boy, she was hard to pry from Yale's side.
She's been through a lot in the past days. Be nice to her.
Of course. In spite of it all, we're not just vigilantes. And as for you, go get some rest. God knows you need it.
I will. Thanks for the advice.
Tell the nurses to look at that face of yours. You look like a film detective in his last scene.
I'm afraid this film isn't over yet.
For your sake, I hope you're wrong. You're in charge now, officer.
Okay.
I'll send you relief in 6 hours. Understood?
Doctor,
Who are...
Oh, detective. Congratulations. You fared pretty well against that kid. Better than most would have. Now, if you'll excuse me.
let's just say I got lucky.
Yeah, what's this for? Why are we looking at his nostrils?
We, as a society, simply don't trust reptiles. But that's not the real problem. The real problem is our extended belief that there's logic to that distrust, that it's natural and well-founded.
His name? Dr. Palmer. What relevance is that?
How's Yale? Is he awake?
Oh, yeah. Go check on him before he falls asleep again. Although, try not to bother him with too many questions.
What's his current condition?
It's too soon to tell. He did have a heart attack after all.
It's our postie van just parked outside. I don't think I'm expecting anything, but...
Go away. I don't want to see you. The doctor told me to sleep.
I rarely get to interrogate a suspect with his guard down in a place as quiet as this. Getting the chance to study his body language with no distractions is a rare gift.
Here we go again.
He's looking straight at me. If he couldn't hold my stare, I'd think he's lying. But that's not the case.
What else we got?
He's clenching his fist, a sign of contained anger.
Okay, and we've got a hearing thing. Where are we going to get the hearing thing? His heart? There.
His heart rate is increasing. It could mean that he's lying, but it could also just be pure, unadulterated rage. Clenched fist, fast heart rate, fixed stare. He feels some genuine rage towards me. I'm sorry you don't want to see me, but I'm afraid you'll just have to put up with me.
For now. Luckily, I just got my medication. I'll be snoozing soon.
All right, I'll just cut to the chase. Who killed Joe Dunn?
What? Are you trying to confuse me? Joe hanged himself.
Dunn was too short to hang himself with that rope.
So, it's true? He was murdered.
I know Dunn threatened to call off the fight. Why?
How do you know that?
I'm a detective.
That was his anger talking. He never really meant it.
That doesn't matter. Why was he so mad at you? What did you do?
Nothing. Joe thought that I wasn't training hard enough. That I was going to lose.
All right. Let's just say that I believe you.
So he didn't kill him, okay.
The murderer killed Dunn with a chest expander and planted evidence to make us believe it was suicide. But he also left enough clues behind to make sure we found the true murder weapon. Then he put the chest expander box in your locker to frame you. Do you know anyone that twisted and who also happens to have a motive?
I don't know.
What about Sonia Dunn?
Sonia? I doubt it. She's odd, but she's his daughter.
I've seen worse, believe me.
Oh, something at my door. 2 seconds. Oh, it's my new router arrived because we're getting full fiber installed at some point this week. Right.
Maybe it was... What am I saying? Jake could never pull off something like that. Nothing. Never mind. Desmond O'Leary certainly seems twisted enough. Did he have anything against Dunn?
I'm not sure if they knew each other. At least not in person. About a month ago, Joe kicked one of O'Leary's men out of the gym. He was trying to give a business card to...
Jake Ostiano.
Yeah, exactly. Did Jake tell you about that?
Something like that. What about Frank Cassidy? Do you think he has a motive?
Maybe. A few weeks ago, Joe took me to a boxing managers association meeting.
Headed by Cassidy.
Yeah. He was obsessed with making it illegal for boxers to fight without a manager, or without an associated manager. Everyone seemed to go along with it until Joe spoke up. He said that would lower us to mob status, that Cassidy had founded the association just to make money by monopolizing the sport. That made others think twice. And Cassidy ended up empty-handed.
Poor Cassidy.
BLACKSAD, I think I owe you an, You know, my father disappeared when I was 6, right after winning a fight. We never heard from him again. Do you know what that does to a kid? Who knows where I'd be if Joe Dunn hadn't been in my life? Even when I lost my way and put a gun to his head years later, he still took me under his wing and managed to steer me in the right direction. And now that he's gone, you're risking your life to find his murderer. Thanks.
You're welcome.
He's already asleep. Right. That's just about 12 o'clock here. I'm going to have to stop there for today. I'm enjoying that though. Getting a bit stuck now and again, but we're getting past it eventually. It's just a bit tricky finding some of the clues. Right. We'll just get back to the menu here. Eventually. That's how the game started. Menu. And quit. Yes, we want to quit. Right, let me see if I can find somebody to raid. We shall move over. Where are we? Is that? Adverts. Because somebody playing Yakuza 0. Let's see if I can find some adventure game players or something. Let me that's not adventure games. My time at Sandrock. Who's this? They've only got one viewer. Yeah, let's read this person. Right, okay. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for the follow, Sword and Board, and thank you to Nuke for the raid. I shall be back tomorrow morning with a first look of probably an indie game. I can't remember which one. I have a feeling it's Tyrant's Blessing. It's maybe not an indie game, but I'm doing a demo, a first look at that for about an hour tomorrow morning. Not sure what I'm streaming on Friday morning, but Saturday, Sunday I'm back with East 8. So see how further we get with that. Just get this raid on the go. So thank you all for staying. If anybody's enjoyed the stream, a follow would be greatly appreciated. I usually split these videos up and put them on YouTube as well later on. So until next time, you all take care, be safe, and I shall say bye for now.